Okay. Okay, just to say a few short things on the parasha a little bit. The subject, if I should say, Chanukah, if I should say, and the parasha, say a little bit on the parasha, not too much. Okay, the first off that we're talking about, the Chalomo shel Yosef. So, why Bechlal did the brothers get angry? Why was it an Indian that they had to get angry and everything? If I had a dream and I told you that I'm going to be king, so you say, yes, why does it bother anybody that he said that he had a cholom and mitamol, they all got angry at him. So, basic pashut pshat is that a normal cholom, when a person has a dream, and so the dream has to do with what goes on in his life during the day, and then as you think about it, not talking about in the Moichin the Katnus and Moichin the Gadlus, the Arizal talks about that as a whole Maracha and what the Chalomus are, without going there. It's just a simple oifen. That's what comes out, is that a dream is normally only about something that had to do with your day. And Yosef, he was a shepherd. He was dealing with animals. And so when the Alumais come Alumasim, Almam Alumim, B'teichasoda, V'ine come Alumasi, V'gam Nitzave, Hine Tzuben Alumaisechem, Shechaven Alumasi. It's all about Alumais, it's all about bundles of wheat. No shaykhs to Yosef, because Yosef was dealing with behemoths the whole time, so no shaykhs to anything. So that was a siman that there was an emes to the Chalom. And that's why the brothers, obviously they were all Nevi'im, and they also saw that there was an emes kai to it. So the issue that they had wasn't that he had a cholom. You can't be angry at somebody for having a machshava, but you could be angry at somebody for being megalad at machshava. So this what they were upset is because he was megalad. Because by him saying it, since he was a Navi also, and as you know, that stamazay, the koyach hapeh has peh means something. And let's say I have a machshava of lashon hara on somebody. No issa in machshavas lashon hara, right? But to say it, when you make it into a dibur, then it has an issa. So these same things that happened by Yosef, by him verbalizing it, so that made it into pa'ula. So then that it went from mehakoyach el hapayil. When it went from hakoyach el hapayil, so then the brothers had a big taina. Then, what really happened here? So it's Kama Alumasi in the middle of the Alumais. So what's the pshat in that really? And then they all bent down. So it's really learning that what we learn is really old Dvarim Pshutim, what it's saying over here. There's a klal that Nekeva Seif of Gever. Right? What was Yosef? Yosef was Yisaid. Yisaid is the Zachros, is the Zah. What was the Shvatim standing around the Baalumai Seichem? Is Pashut Pshat that they were the Malchus, right? Even though afterwards Yosef became Malchus, but before that, so they were standing around. It was Nekeva Seif of Gever, so there was no problem with that. I mean, that's the way it's set up normally. You have Yisaid Be'emsa, and it's the Seif of Nekeva, so everything was fine. That's how it was set up.
Why the Malchus?
What?
Why the Shvat Malchus?
So let me go to that. I didn't make that up. I saw that brought down. But I think the pshat is like this: that Yisaid, what is Yisaid B'chlal? Yisaid it comes from Das. Machshavas come from Das. This is how Yisaid works, and then it goes through the other 5 spheres on top, which is the Chesed, Gvura, Teferes, Netzach, Hoid, which is the Guf. It's Mizdazeya Kol HaGuf. So then it goes to Yisaid, and then Yisaid is the Tzinar, so to speak, that goes to the Nekeva. That's where Yisaid is. So, although everything is coming through Yisaid, and Yisaid is the Iker, but it's not coming from Yisaid, it's coming through Yisaid. So Yisaid is the Mashpia. And the Malchus over here, so Malchus, the Shvatim were being mekabel from Yosef. And if you see later in the Ma'aseh by Mitzrayim, what's the Malchus? Over here it doesn't mean, not talking about being king so much, but over here the Malchus is being the Makabel. What happened by later on when they went to Mitzrayim? So the Yosef was the Mashpia, he was giving out all the food, and they were the Makablim. So that's why they were the Malchus, and he was the Yesod. He was, let's say he was the Melech, and they were the Malchus. And that was the Pshat also, that was Nekeva Soiviv Gever. So that was showing you that in his Cholom, although it wasn't necessarily a bad thing for them, but Mi Barosh, because they had a Taina, we all came from the same father, so Mechatesa, he should be higher, right? That was their Taina. And his Taina was that since he came from Rachel, who was the Ahuva, Leah was the Snua, and the other two were Shvachais. So he held that he was on the highest Madrega, therefore he did what he did. And of course, not the only reason that this major Saidus B'davar, without going into it, of course, this has everything to do with the Asara Harugei Malchus. I think the Arizal brings it. I'm not sure if it was exactly him. How each one of the Shvatim was connected, each Tana. And he goes through the whole thing, why it was a Zeh Keneged Zeh. I think it was the Arizal, but you have to check. Okay, so also, he made him a Kseines Pasim. So, what was Yosef? Yosef was Yesod. Yesod is a Mashpia, right? And then the Shvatim were a Makabel. So Pasim says, I'm quoting you from the Arizal, is Rosh Tevis, Pischain, Sigrain, Yosef, Moshe. And then he says, Inam Matat. So what's the comparison, Yosef and Moshe? The Maisa Yosef is Yesod, and Moshe is Tiferes. They're both right in the middle. So how are they on the same level? How are they the same? Because Moshe Rabbeinu, for Klal Yisrael, was the ultimate Mashpia. So even though he's not from Midas HaYesod, he's from Midas HaTiferes, right? But he's the ultimate Mashpia. And then the Klal Yisrael, who's the Makablim, they're the Malchus, they're Klal Yisrael. And Yosef, who was Yesod, was also the Mashpia on a different level. So therefore he's Yesod, and Moshe is on the same, both Kavem Tzoi, both Mashpiyim, and here the Shvatim were the Malchus, and by Moshe Rabbeinu, Klal Yisrael was the Malchus. And one other thing. At a whole nother.
Shepherd sees the stars.
What?
Shepherd sees the stars. No?
A shepherd sees the stars. Everybody sees the stars.
So
It's not miyuchid.
why were they upset about that thing?
Because that's also that was also a part of the Levana is the Malchus. And the Acharas Kechavim. I didn't see what's the connection. You have to see really a connection. How the Shibalim and the Shemesh Yereach and Kechavim exactly line up. No, I didn't see, but I had a whole other shtickle and I'm forgetting it.
It's similar to Yaakov, they connected the Shemaim Boretz by one in the Oretz and one in the Shemaim. They call that Shemaim Boretz.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, and the Chanami. Okay, I'm gonna.
Moshe is not done.
What?
Moshe is not done.
No, Moshe's Tiferes. Okay, I'm gonna call. I wrote down I forgot my second half of the shir, so I'm gonna just stop. What? Lashkicham Teresecha, very good.